Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana 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 Yamuna Tira Vandachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we continue reading from the Transcendental Diary by His Grace Hari Sauri Prabhu, August 1976 to October 1976. Chapter entitled Sri Vrindavan Dham. It was curious as to what the League of Devotees actually was. Quote, was that some god brothers that you joined up with, or was that just ... unquote. No, after leaving Jhansi, I went to this god brother, he said, pointing to the photo of Keshava Maharaj. I lived there for a few months. Then I went to another god brother, that Imlitau, Delhi. Then I left there. I used to live alone in Delhi. Then I took one house in Keshigat. Then the Radha Damodar men, they called me, that, quote, you can live here. We give you 2 rooms. We don't charge. We give you the place, unquote. I came to Radha Damodar, and from Radha Damodar Temple I went to USA. Quote, I was just wondering what exactly the League of Devotees was. I'm not sure who's speaking. Prabhupada started smiling. Oh, League, that was... I was trying to collect some devotees. Some of them, they were medical students, so they came and used to live with me. But still I lived there for 2 years, from 1954 to 56. I had some surgical operation in my testicles there. They were taking care. This Prabhakara, and they were not full-time, they were students, that's all. They were living with me, unquote. But your Bhagavatams, I asked? It says they were published by the League of Devotees. Does that just mean yourself, or there were others? Prabhupada started laughing. League of Devotees was my organization. Therefore I gave that name, that League of Devotees. I was alone doing, unquote. But actually it was just you. Oh, I was trying to understand who it could be. Prabhupada went on. I am everything at that time. There were some students, but they were not any active. I was doing everything. That League of Devotees means I am everything. I wanted to organize with this Prabhakara Mishra and others. But they were not interested to devote whole time. They were, just like Prabhakara comes still, but if you ask him to do full-time work, that he'll not do. Therefore I did not initiate others. He was initiated, Haridas, but they were all learned scholars, Sanskrit. I asked if any of them, apart from Prabhakara, still came to see him. No, they are practicing as medical men. They were medical students. Now they are practicing. Sometimes they come, long time it is past. That was in 1956 or 55. No, 54. So 20 years passed, more than 20 years. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vanchakarpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhe eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So very interesting how Srila Prabhupada viewed these members of the League of Devotees, that he felt that he was doing everything himself, that it was just him actually. And the reason he gives is that they didn't commit to full-time service. So all of us who are trying to be committed and constantly serving in Srila Prabhupada's mission in some capacity, in whichever way we can, Srila Prabhupada sees us as part of his team. We are all part of Srila Prabhupada's group now. He would not view us in the same way that he sees these members of League of Devotees, which is very nice. So there's a difference there. So many devotees have joined, and so many of the devotees in ISKCON are fully committed or committed on an ongoing basis. Even if you're not living full-time in the temple, you're committed on an ongoing basis to regularly do some service, then I think Srila Prabhupada greatly appreciates that and views us as part of his family, his team, his group, which is very wonderful, because other than that we're lost in the material world. But Srila Prabhupada said, if you just hang on to my dhoti, I'll take you back to Godhead. So it's very wonderful. And to all of y'all's credit that you are committed to Srila Prabhupada. So we continue with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 7, Text 10, right?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Shri Narada Uvacha Ayam Nishkilbisha Sakshan Maha Bhagavato Mahan Tvayana Prapsyate Samarstam Anantanu Charobali Shri Narada Uvacha Ayam Nishkil Bisha Sakshan Maha Bhagavato Mahan Tvayana Prapsyate Sarstam Anantanu Charobali Shri Narada Uvacha Ayam Niskil Bisha Sakshan Maha Bhagavato Mahan Tvayana Prapsyate Sarstam Anantanu Charobali Shri Narada Uvacha Ayam Niskil Bisha Sakshan Maha Bhagavato Mahan Tvayana Prapsyate Samstan Anantanu Charobali Shri Narada Uvacha Ayaniskil Bisha Sakshan Maha Bhagavato Mahan Ayana Prapsyate Samstan Anantamarosali Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ayam Niskil Bisha Sakshan Mahabhagavato Mahan
Mayana prapsyate samstam
Mayana Papsyate Samstam
Anantanu charobali
Anantanu Chadobali Sri Narada Uvacha.
Srinara Uvacha.
The great saint Narada Muni said,
The great saint Narada Muni said,
I am
I am
this child within the womb,
this child within the womb,
Niskilvisha,
Nishkilvisha,
completely sinless,
completely sinless,
Sakshat,
Sakshat,
directly,
directly,
Mahabhagavata,
Mahabharata,
a saintly devotee,
a saintly devotee,
Mahan,
Mahan,
very great,
very great,
Tvaya,
Daya,
by you,
by you,
Na,
Na,
not,
not,
Prapsyate,
Prapsyate,
will obtain,
will obtain,
Sarstam,
Sarstam,
his death,
his death,
Ananta,
Ananta,
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Anuchara,
Anuchara,
a servant,
a servant,
Bali,
Bali,
extremely powerful.
extremely powerful.
Are we going on YouTube? Are we doing the YouTube? So I must put this close. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Narada Muni replied, the child within this woman's womb is faultless and sinless. Indeed, he is a great devotee, a powerful servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you will not be able to kill him. Purport. There have been many instances in which demons or non-devotees have attempted to kill a devotee, but they have never been able to destroy a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord promises in Bhagavad Gita 9:31, Kunteya pratijani hi na me bhakta pranasyati. This is a declaration by the Supreme Personality of Godhead that his devotee cannot be killed by any demons. Prahlad Maharaj is the vivid example of the truth of this promise. Narada Muni told the King of Heaven, it would be impossible for you to kill the child, even though you are a demigod, and certainly it would be impossible for others. So, I'm sure we can all think of many different examples of devotees that where demons tried to kill them. Anything comes to mind for anyone? Haridas Thakur, yes. So Haridas Thakur was prosecuted by the Muslim government, and he was supposed to be whipped to death. Can you imagine? What a horrible death. One whip makes a deep cut in your back, and then you just start bleeding, and people become unconscious from the pain of being whipped once or twice. And Haridas Thakur was whipped in 21 marketplaces, so definitely would be enough to kill someone just by probably bleeding to death. But at the end, Haridas Thakur wasn't dying, and the officials that were actually whipping him were pleading with Haridas Thakur, please die. We will be in trouble. If we don't kill you, we will be in trouble. So Haridas Thakur was so compassionate that at that point, on the request of these executioners, he practically died. Like there were no symptoms of life, but he wasn't dead. So then they discarded of his body, and then he regained consciousness later. And in the pastime where Lord Chaitanya was revealing himself to different devotees, then when Haridas Thakur came forward, Lord Chaitanya revealed to him that he himself placed himself onto the back of Haridas Thakur. And he was taking all the whips for Haridas Thakur. So he personally protected Haridas Thakur. And any other examples you can think of? There's the thing that came to my mind was Maharaj Ambarish. So Durvasa Muni, being a very fussy character, decided to curse Maharaj Ambarish. He visited Maharaj Ambarish, who was fasting Ekadasi, like we're doing today. So this was on Dwadasi that he visited. But Maharaj Ambarish had done a very special fast for, I think, 1 whole year for the benefit of his citizens. And he had to break his fast within a certain time period, like we usually do. So tomorrow there'll be on the calendar, there'll be a certain time that we have to observe. Although Srila Prabhupada wasn't very strict on this, he didn't introduce this, but it came later. But still, we follow this, and Maharaj Ambarish was following this. And Durvasa Muni came just as he was about to break his fast. And Durvasa Muni said, let me go down to the river and first freshen up, and then I'll come back and I'll take some prasadam. Because Maharaj Ambarish immediately, good host, he offered him a seat, he offered him something to eat. And Durvasa Muni said, not yet, I'll come back just now coming. I'll come now, he said. And we know this. What does now mean, or just now? He didn't come back for a long time. And the time was lapsing. He was about to miss this period. So he has consulted with his brahmanas, and they were giving him advice. And eventually, Maharaj Ambarish decided to take some water. Taking some water means that you break your fast, you've taken something, but it's also considered not having taken something. It's a kind of like a gray area, like when we do a dry fast, even like on Ekadasi. If you can't manage, it's possible to drink some water. It's not considered breaking a fast, technically. So Maharaj Ambarish took some water. When Durvasa Muni came back, he immediately noticed something happened. He could detect with his mystic power. Maharaj Ambarish had taken something. And how dare he take something when I'm his guest and I haven't had anything yet? He became extremely upset about this. To the point, is the English okay for now? Geht's okay, soweit? Okay. And he became so upset that he felt that the only proper action to take would be to kill Maharaj Ambarish for this. So he summoned a massive fire demon from fire. He took a hair from his head and he created this demon from some fire. This massive demon came. And it's how fussy is Durvasa Muni, right? It's like, tolerate much? So Durvasa Muni he gave this demon the instruction, killed Maharaj Ambarish. And Maharaj Ambarish had no fear at all. He just stood there. He didn't even run away. He just remembered Krishna. This was the level of his Krishna consciousness. And Lord Vishnu immediately protected Maharaj Ambarish. And Maharaj Ambarish didn't even pray to be protected. He just remembered Krishna. He was just Krishna conscious like that. And so the Sudarshan Chakra came and was going to kill Durvasa Muni. But because Durvasa Muni had great mystic powers, he was able to escape from the Sudarshan Chakra. In a sense, no one can escape from the Sudarshan Chakra. But Lord Vishnu allowed this because he wanted to prove a point. Because what eventually happened is that Durvasa Muni came to Lord Vishnu, and because he went to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva said, I can't help you. Please go to Lord Brahma. Try Lord Brahma. He went to Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma said, this is Lord Vishnu's weapon. I can't help you. You have to go to Lord Vishnu. So he went to Lord Vishnu, and he begged him, please protect me from the Sudarshan Chakra, please. And Lord Vishnu, this is why Lord Vishnu allowed it, because he wanted to have this conversation with Durvasa Muni. Because in one sense you might think, how is Durvasa Muni so powerful that he can escape the Sudarshan Chakra, like Lord Vishnu, right? It's not possible. But so when Durvasa Muni approached Lord Vishnu, then he asked him to protect him. Then Lord Vishnu said, you have to go to Maharaj Ambarish. You have to beg for forgiveness from Maharaj Ambarish. My devotees know no one but me, and I know no one but my devotees. I am in the hearts of my devotees. Lord Narayan wanted to make this point, that my devotees are that dear to me. I'm under the control of my devotees. So if he forgives you, then I can stop the Sudarshan Chakra. Only then. He has to forgive you. That's how powerful the devotees are. Just like we had this whole Kartik month, every day we're celebrating the pastime of Mother Yashoda binding Lord Krishna. This is such an important point that an entire month is dedicated to it. There's no other festival like this. Even Janmashtami is 1 day, maybe 2 days. Prabhupada's appearance day is 1 day. Lord Chaitanya's appearance day is 1 day. But an entire month is dedicated to Damodar Astakam, the pastime of Mother Yashoda binding Lord Krishna. The principle that the devotee can control Krishna. That's how much love he has for Krishna, and that this love is the supreme thing that Krishna is controlled by even. And the relationship is so intimate that Krishna is controlled by this love. So obviously Durvasa Muni then went back to Maharaj Ambarish, and Maharaj Ambarish forgave him, and the Sudarshan Chakra stopped chasing him. But yeah, Durvasa Muni wasn't able to kill Maharaj Ambarish. I was also thinking about the cowherd boys, that Aghasura came, and Aghasura wanted to kill Krishna, but he also tried to kill the cowherd boys. Actually, the cowherd boys walked into Aghasura's mouth. Aghasura was lying there, and his mouth was like a massive cave. And the cowherd boys were playing and laughing and dancing into the mouth of Aghasura. And Lord Krishna was watching this, and he was amazed by how fearless the cowherd boys were. He was amazed. How incredible. And then they lost consciousness, but then Krishna brought them back to life after he killed Aghasura. Another nice story is the Bhaktivinoda Thakur pastime, how one yogi wanted to kill him. He was an impostor. He was saying that he was God. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur arrested him. You have to go to jail for saying that you're God. You're not God. Lies. You have to go to jail. Wouldn't that be nice if we had that law nowadays? And so this yogi had mystic powers, and he was making Bhaktivinoda Thakur very sick. His entire family was very sick, and they were about to die. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said to the bailiffs, the wardens there, cut his hair. So they cut this yogi's hair, and then his mystic power was gone. So in one sense, Krishna protected Bhaktivinoda Thakur as well. He gave him that intelligence, how to destroy this yogi's power. And if we take it a little bit further, it's not directly someone wanting to kill Srila Prabhupada, but the pastime of Mr. Naya and the Mumbai land, how this demoniac Mr. Naya was trying to destroy the plans of Srila Prabhupada. Because Srila Prabhupada says, what is his name? This is a declaration by the Supreme Personality of Godhead that his devotee cannot be killed by demons. But they have never been able to destroy a great devotee, or in this case, destroy the plan of a great devotee. So, Srila Prabhupada said that ISKCON is like his body. So in the sense, all the different temples, the whole establishment, the entire body of ISKCON is Srila Prabhupada in one sense. And so this temple was going to be destroyed. Part of Srila Prabhupada was going to be destroyed, the plan. But it was such an amazing story. I haven't actually even read the book by Giriraj Maharaj, but I plan to read it. We have it, and I want to read the book. I will build you a temple. It's an intense pastime of the manipulation, the politics, and of Mr. Naya. How devious he was! Like he had all sorts of, like at one point the lawyers that the devotees were using were paid off by Mr. Naya. So the lawyers were giving Giriraj Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Maharaj advice to do something, but it was the wrong advice. And they trusted these people, and then they ended up doing the wrong thing and cancelling a contract. And despite everything, Srila Prabhupada was successful in establishing this temple. So Krishna protected Srila Prabhupada. Actually, Mr. Naya had visions and dreams of Nishingadev. And when he eventually died, how do we know this? Because he did die. I think he told somebody that it was like he had this vision of this half man, half lion form coming to him. So Krishna again directly protected the devotee. In this case, the plan of the devotee. So Krishna killed many demons. Lord Narayan, Lord Ram killed many demons, and generally to protect the devotee. But Lord Chaitanya didn't kill any demons. Lord Chaitanya didn't kill any demons at all. Lord Chaitanya only killed the demoniac mentality of the demons. So Lord Chaitanya made everyone into devotees, and his main weapon is his beauty. Everyone just became devotees. They saw Lord Chaitanya and they're like, I want to serve this person. And and so we have to take this. This is our situation right now. We are under Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya's guidance, Lord Chaitanya's shelter, in Lord Chaitanya's movement. So our aim is to make all the demons devotees in one sense. But as Bhakti Charu Maharaj said, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, we should make one devotee, at least one devotee in this lifetime. We should make one person a devotee in this lifetime. And who is that? You might be thinking, my mother, my father. The one person that we have to try to make a devotee in this lifetime is ourselves. At least ourselves. We have some control over that, right? The only thing we have control over in this life is our own actions. We can't control anybody else's actions. Because in Satya Yuga, the demons lived on different planets. In Treta Yuga, the demons lived on the same planet, but in different parts of the planet. In Dwapara Yuga, the demons lived in the same part, but in different bodies. And in Kali Yuga, yes, you guessed it, the demons live in the same body as the devotees, which means we have demonic tendencies. We have ourselves demonic tendencies. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada quotes the Bhagavad Gita 9:31, and I thought I'd read a little excerpt from the purport, which is relevant to this whole point of us having demonic tendencies. Srila Prabhupada says, according to the Vedas, there is a certain regulation that if one falls down from his exalted position, he has to undergo certain ritualistic processes to purify himself. But here there is no such condition, because the purifying process is already there in the heart of the devotee, due to his remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly. Therefore, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, should be continued without stoppage. This will protect a devotee from all accidental fall-downs. He will thus remain perpetually free from all material contaminations. Right? So, this is how we overcome the demonic tendencies that we have. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami once told a very nice little story. He said there were two wolves, and the wolves were fighting with each other. And the question is, which wolf won the fight? Difficult question to answer, right? Without any more information. Who won the fight? Which wolf? And the answer is that the wolf that you fed won the fight. The wolf that you gave food to. So, in one sense, our divine and demonic natures are battling it out within us. And whichever side we feed, whichever side we nourish, that side will dominate the other side. Right? So Prabhupada said, if we're constantly chanting, then we can overcome. Yeah. So if we're always absorbed in Krishna consciousness, then we'll be protected from the demonic force. And if we aren't always absorbed, then we are not protected. So we have this great opportunity, and it's a science, it's a scientific process. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnana amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Then we can always chant. If we are humble and tolerant, then we can always chant. So it's that simple. Vanchakarpa trubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. We should offer all respects to the Vaishnavas. This is one meditation that we can have, to be humble, to offer respects to the Vaishnavas. That is the 10 offenses to the holy name. If we can not offend the devotees, we've taken a great step towards chanting offenselessly. A lot of the offenses rest on disrespect to the devotees. And if we chant constantly, then we can be always absorbed in Krishna. So first of all, we have to be humble. And there's other very nice verse which speaks to the same thing. Shushu shro sharadanasya vasudeva kataruchi syan mahat sevaya vipra punya tirtha nishevanat. If you serve the great devotees, you can attain an affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. So it's again humility, serving the devotees. Then you get a taste for chanting the holy name. You get an affinity, the desire. The only thing we have control of is our own actions. But what do we want? What do we want to do? We can do whatever we want to do. What do we want? I wish I wanted it more. I wish I wanted to chant attentively more. I start chanting and I start getting distracted. I start thinking about other things that I feel are more important at this time. What's more important? Theoretically, we can understand there's nothing more important. But because of weakness, I desire different things. But through the service of the devotees, we can gain that strong desire to hear the messages of Vasudeva, to hear the holy name. And then again, through chanting, you get the desire to serve more. So it's a self-perpetuating cycle. It's a snowball effect. Hopefully we're going to get some snow soon. And then we can make big snowballs. And then we can be reminded of this point. It supports each other. One thing supports the other thing. If you chant attentively and you're praying for service, the Maha Mantra, you're praying for service, then you get service. And then you serve the devotees. All the service we do is basically serving the devotees, right? Any service that you've ever done, somebody probably asked you to do it. So you're serving the instruction of a devotee. You're doing something that a devotee wanted you to do, right? And all the service that we do is service to Srila Prabhupada. Any type of activity we do in Srila Prabhupada's house is service to Srila Prabhupada. So we're always serving the devotee. So any service that we do then gives us a bigger taste again for chanting. And then again, we get a desire to serve. And more and more and more, it's snowball. Anandam buddhi vardhanam, ever increasing ocean of nectar. Once we start, and we've already started, we've all started. I was listening to something yesterday that when you want to get motivation to do something, the most difficult thing is to start. Once you've started, then you get motivation actually to do more of that activity, right? Once you've started. Because you get some benefit from the activity that you're doing. You immediately feel some benefit from the activity that you're doing. And whatever it is. Let's say you're studying for an exam, right? And then you start studying. And then you feel, I can understand this. I've now read a paragraph. I've made some progress. I now understand a little bit. So you get motivation to do more. But the difficult part is the first part, to start. So the advice that this person was giving is that you, in order to start, break it down to a very small task. So small that your mind can't reject the idea. For example, if you tell yourself, I'm going to sit down and chant 16 rounds now, and I'm going to chant these 16 rounds attentively because that will please my Guru Maharaj. I'm going to listen to every mantra for 2 hours. Your mind might say, phew, okay, good luck, but I think I'm not going to manage that. But if you tell yourself, I'm going to chant a mantra, and I'm going to listen to that mantra, then you can do that. And you know you can do that. So you'll do it. And then once you finish that mantra, you say, okay, another one. And then you finish that mantra and then you say, okay, another one. I'm going to listen to another one and another one and another one. You kind of have to trick your mind a little bit. You kind of have to take it one mantra at a time. Because otherwise the mind will give you a hard time. The great book distributor, Vaisheshika Prabhu, gave a similar example. He said, when you are planning to go on book distribution, your mind will tell you, oh, book distribution is difficult. Shri Shri Vijay Gauranga Dharanitai Ki Jai. The mind might tell you, oh, book distribution is difficult. I know for myself, book distribution is difficult for me. And I think for everybody, even great book distributors, still feel like it's not easy, at least. So how to solve this problem? So Vaisheshika Prabhu was saying, when your mind tells you that book distribution is difficult, then tell your mind, no, I'm not going on book distribution now. I'm just getting my Sankirtan bag ready. It's okay. I'm not doing it now. Then you get ready to go. You're putting your bag in the car and you're getting ready to go. The mind again tells you, this book distribution is hard. I don't know what you think you're doing. Eh? This is going to be difficult. Trying to discourage you. And then again, you tell your mind, no, I'm just going to the spot. I'm just going to find a spot. I'm not doing book distribution now. I'm just going to find the spot. Then you get to the spot, you park the car, you get the bag out. And again, at every step, the mind tells you, wow, this is difficult. You're going to fail. People are going to say no to you so many times. The mind tries to discourage you. And at every step, you kind of break it down again. You say, no, it's okay. Until you actually stop a person and speak to them, and Krishna helps you, and you distribute the book. And then you can tell the mind. Or you can, then the mind calms down. Or like, so it's very interesting how you have to manage the mind with your intelligence in order to achieve what you need, what you want to achieve. So, yeah. Srila Prabhupada talks about the accidental fall down in the purport to 931, and this will protect a devotee from all accidental fall downs. We will thus remain perpetually free from all material contamination. So an accidental fall down, even if there's an accidental fall down, you can continue. You continue, try again. The mind wanders during japa. We don't stop. You don't say, oh, I failed, I can't do this, I can't chant, I'm going to stop. No, you try again and bring the mind back. From wherever and whenever the mind wanders, one must certainly bring it back under the control of the self. Yeah. And so we just keep trying. So Krishna greatly appreciates this. And he will help us. There's one very nice story where Srila Prabhupada was having a letter read to him from a disciple, and it was there was a group of devotees sitting in the room, and the person that was sitting in the room was telling someone about what happened. And in the letter, the person was explaining how, to Srila Prabhupada, he was explaining that I'm having trouble with smoking cigarettes. He was explaining how he stopped smoking, and then he started smoking again, and then he tried, and then he stopped smoking again, but then he started smoking again, And the devotee that was in the room was thinking to himself, wow, this is quite a nonsense devotee. Like, he can't not smoke. I mean, come on. None of us are smoking. We've all stopped smoking, you know. What's the problem? But then, to his surprise, when the letter was finished, Srila Prabhupada responded and he said, this is a great soul. He's struggling for Krishna. And this was a very deep and profound realization for this devotee, that Srila Prabhupada appreciated the divine struggle that was there, that this person was continuing to push on and continuing to try and try again. And so we can take strength in this, that if we are struggling in whichever way we're struggling, even if it's just being inattentive in our chanting, then we should continue to try, and Srila Prabhupada will appreciate that. So we'll stop here. If there's any comments or questions, Maharaj, if you'd like to say anything.
You were mentioning that in Satya Yuga, demons were living, devotees and demons were living in different planets. This whole thing. Where did you get it? I know this also, but I didn't know that it was a Satya Yuga and Dwapara Yuga.
It's, I must research exactly where it's mentioned. I'm not sure. I remember hearing it, but I want to find actually where it's saying it. Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. I'm not sure. Sorry. Prabhu?
Prabhu, can I explain? Liga of Devotees was not success, but ISKCON success. Why?
Yeah, good question. The League of Devotees, the League of Devotees, yeah, the League of Devotees was not successful. It was not a successful movement, but ISKCON is successful. So why was ISKCON successful, and why was League of Devotees not successful? Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but from what Srila Prabhupada said here, that none of the members of the League of Devotees were ready to commit. So that's a sign, that's a problem, you know, that you need commitment, you need an ongoing engagement. On another hand, it was Krishna's plan, perhaps, I'll come to you now. It was Krishna's plan, perhaps, that he wanted, the prediction was that Srila Prabhupada, a great general in the army of Lord Chaitanya, would spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. And so perhaps in taking this approach was not the right approach. Taking the approach of making devotees in India and then coming to the West perhaps was maybe not the right approach. So Krishna didn't allow it. Whereas coming to America and making devotees here and then infiltrating society, the hippies, attracting each other to this movement, and then meeting George Harrison, who spread Krishna consciousness very far and wide with his influence, was a different type of approach. So we could maybe think in those terms as well, that was Krishna's desire. Yes, Prabhu?
He was following the instruction of his Guru Maharaj by going to the West, and therefore he was successful.
Yeah.
That was the reason for me, very clearly.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good point, you know. The instruction of his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, was very clearly preach in the West. And maybe his plan was to preach in the West, but to get his team of devotees and then go to the West. But it wasn't the right approach. Otherwise, Krishna would have allowed it. Yeah, because as Srila Prabhupada said, when he arrived in Boston Harbor, Krishna, you have some business for me here. Make me dance as you like. So Krishna wanted Srila Prabhupada to dance in that way, going to the West instead of from Jhansi, try to infiltrate like that. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
As you mentioned, the prediction is also like that. In the Bhagavad Mahatmya of the Skanda Puran, Bhakti Devi, who's trying to revive her children, says, somebody will come and bring me to foreign lands. The Sanskrit is idam sthanam parityaja, giving up this place in India, videsham gamyate maya. Somebody will bring me to foreign lands.
Mm-hmm.
So that's failed is during that time, the political situation in India was they were just recovering from the British control. The British were really trying to suppress everything which was Indian, looking at them inferior, and they felt, unless we imitate Westerners, we cannot be great. The Britishers went this far to say, you lost the war with us because you don't eat cow's flesh. You're strong eating cow's flesh. The Hindus are very weak. It was so much, their mind was impregnated with all this British rubbish that they didn't felt like we have something great to offer to the world. Prabhu was one of the few. When he met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he objected, no, unless we're free, we cannot. Not like that. Only few were there who actually tried to liberate India, the political situation, the psychological situation. And actually, I have to say, it's only happening in the last 10, 15 years that Indians have recovered from their inferiority complex.
Wow. Yeah.
Because they're not trying to be the best in every field. Economics, political, also music, even they went, beauty case and all that, Miss Universe and these kind of things. We get left and right, all these things. And once you gain back your self-confidence, then you can, we can dictate the world what to do. The Americans were. They always been like that, actually. If you don't do as we do, then you are inferior. The Prabhu took that.
Yeah.
They divided us into devotees and then it happened.
Yeah.
I don't think any other country would be able to do that. Only the Americans have such a thing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, because the Americans became devotees. Everyone else became.
Yes.
They were very, especially in Germany, because after the war, America was very, very popular in Germany, for example.
They were the deities of this world.
Not only that, but also when the American soldiers came to Germany, all the ladies wanted to get married to one of the Americans.
Really?
A lot of German ladies married to Americans in America. I mean, a certain generation, I don't know anymore, but also when the first devotees, Lokanatha came to Germany, Hamburg, because he was an American, it had another kind of attraction for young people. Actually, the temple at that time, we only spoke English, because Lokanatha didn't speak German. And so we actually learned English. We didn't learn English, we learned American, actually.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But another point I was thinking also, Paula went in the Indies, preached in India first, and then he went to America. There's a saying, nobody is a prophet in his own country.
Familiarity breeds contempt. You find it everywhere.
Interesting. Yes, Prabhu.
I heard a nice analogy about the pizza effect. Do you know this one?
No, I know a lot about pizza, but I'm not sure if I know this one.
Pizza is Italian preparation for poor people. But when this preparation went to America and from America, this distributed around the world like delicious.
Just like also the hamburgers.
Yes.
Actually, fricadelle in Hamburg.
Oh, yeah.
They brought this expression to America and it became. And then
Wow. It's actually from Hamburg. Wow. Interesting.
Hamburg.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what they call a pizza? It's like a joke. A liberated puri. Just a joke. A puri. No, it's just a joke. Like a puri is a plain bread, but now pizza is also a bread. But
When we went to India the first time, my professor in 74, I think it was, we didn't find in India cakes, no bread, no pizza, no. They had their own, strictly their own preparations. But then I remember one year we came to Mayapur, and the Italian devotees had made an oven, and started their own pizza business.
Jai.
Some Indians used to say pizza and pasta narakarasta. Pizza and pasta narakarasta.
What is Narakarasta?
Way to hell.
Navika. Ah. Jai. Alles gut? Alles okay? Verstanden? Sonst irgendwelche Fragen? Okay. Okay. Super. Okay, okay. Super. Okay.
Then one little remark. One of our best book distributors in Holland, his name is Gauradesh, he's very old now, over 60. I always wondered how he did book distribution. He never seems to have invented problems. He would always say, book distribution is like a child going to play in the playground. I'm going to play on the street. Hey, sir.
Wow. That's amazing.
Different mindset.
He's been trained. His mind is trained.
He was collecting like 40,000 guilders a week.
Wow.
400 guilders was a month's salary.
Wow.
Away in his 80s.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's a completely different mindset.
Amazing.
There's no
Amazing.
prosperity. You don't want to pay, you don't speak.
Mm.
Pay. You know, you get some pocket money. That's what is meditation.
Mm.
That's the best book distributor.
Mm.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, no, one devotee, he's passed away now, Madhu Mangal Prabhu in Cape Town. He loved book distribution. He didn't distribute a lot of books, but it was like his passion. And in the mornings, he would be so eager to get out and distribute books. He would get into like a panic that he was running late. He wanted to go out. It's like he was imagining someone being there that he could distribute a book to that he's now missing. He's walking away or something. I don't know. It was kind of funny because he got into such a state about it. And we were like, relax, you know. We're going to go just now. But very, very eager, whereas someone else might be like anxious. I'm scared to go. But he was very, very excited. Yeah, that's the thing with the mind, isn't it? You can train the mind. You can train something that the mind is averse to. If you gradually train the mind, then the mind can be brought in line and controlled in that regard, you know. But it takes persistence. So I don't know if he started like that or if he ended up like that, but
I think his ways of thinking are different.
mm-hmm.
It's like when we try to go to a student campus, like university campus, to get the students in our program,
Mm-hmm.
then you have this little voice and a lock, you know? You cannot just enter anybody in. You push the ring this button. Who's there? You know, this kind of system.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, he will say, yeah, we are monks, and we have something interesting for this, and no interest.
Mm.
But he says something different.
Ah.
Sometimes nothing to do with it. Like, oh, I got a package to deliver for you. Oh, okay. So he's not thinking the way we think. And he seems like he's not fighting his mind to convince him to get a book.
Mm.
It's a completely different way of doing it. Like, it becomes an austerity when you think, oh, he's a Karmi, I have to convince him, I have to convince him to take a book.
Mm.
Somehow he's not doing that.
Mm.
He's looking another way.
Yeah.
And I still not figured out what actually he's doing.
I think the book distributors are, it's very clear, generally, to book distributors, it's very clear that we're not the doer. This concept that we're not the doer, Krishna is the doer. Book distributors have a very first-hand experience about how that's the case, because sometimes you just cannot distribute books. You try and you try and you try and it doesn't happen. Then you get to a breaking point and you relax. It's like Draupadi letting go of the sari. And you just think, okay, I can't do this. Krishna, please help me. And then they start distributing books. Like the next person that they approach, they'll distribute a book to it. So Krishna has like a very intimate relationship with the book distributor. And because they are out there on the battlefield and they surrender in a different way because of that intensity that's there when you're on the street. You know, it's a very, very special environment. And yeah, sometimes you just need to relax, you know, just relax and approach a person. Because they can tell, they can sense it when you are attached to the result, when you're kind of desperate, you know, they can see it immediately, they can see it. Even when you try to stop them, they can see it. And they'll say, no, thanks. I had a very hard time on book distribution. It was very difficult for me. And eventually what I did was I used a system which they had done in Cape Town, where you have pictures of all the activities of ISKCON, And we had a picture of Nelson Mandela getting some books from Nanda Kumar Prabhu. We had a picture of groups of people chanting. We had also pictures of giving out food. You know, there's obviously a very attractive feature because everyone wants to contribute to giving free food to people. But there was a lot of pictures, and I said we're collecting donations for ISKCON. And then they would give a donation. And sometimes they'd ask me, is it like a soup kitchen, you know? And then I would say, yes, but we also do all these other things, you know? Because half the money goes to the temple, you know? So it is kind of like, it's not exactly a lie. But it's important not to get focused on the soup kitchen part and try to trick people. So I would always give them a full picture, and then they would contribute, give some money, a small amount, I'd give them a flyer, and then after 10 people, 15 people, I'd have enough for a book. And then the next person, I just give them a book. So that was, for me, that was easy. And they always appreciated the book. You know, they give like €1 and then they get a book. And they can see this book is like a hardbound Bhagavad Gita, like it's worth much more than €1. But it's fine, it's a gift. I would say it's a gift for you. And they'd appreciate it. So I found like a different way of doing it because I struggled doing straight books. Yeah. But it's a very wonderful service that requires a lot of surrender and dedication. Yeah. No. Any other comments? Then we can... Yes, Prabhu?
During Harinam, some aggressive person attack devotees. How to be humble? Because humbleness in this situation.
Well, if somebody is actually physically attacking and wanting to hurt the devotee, then we have to protect the devotee, you know. Then we have to channel our Kshatriya, you know, we don't have to kill that person, but we have to protect the devotees, you know. We used to do Harinam in Johannesburg a lot. Johannesburg is not a safe place. And we would have, the one devotee, he knew Kung Fu, so he would be at the back of the Harinam, behind everybody, you can keep an eye, you know. But we never had an incident where there was actually a danger. But if there is such a situation, then you have to protect the devotees, you know. You have to get ready. But if it's a situation where somebody's just speaking and shouting and complaining that we are here and I want to play my guitar on this corner, why are you disturbing me? I'm making my money like this. Then we should leave and go and carry on with the Harinam. It's fine. We shouldn't fight with people. But if it's an actual physical attack, then we have to, protect, for sure. I would say, that's my opinion. Maharaj?
We had a big fight once in Hamburg, at Janmashtami. And there was a devotee who came late. And so he was followed by the workers. In Hamburg they had these workers, bikes on the leather, black leather, on the haircut of Elvis Presley.
Okay.
And so they were running behind him.
Wow.
He was running.
Wow.
And we opened the door and the guards were staring at us. And we knew, because it was a custom in Hamburg, in northern Germany at that time. So we knew they would come back. You know? And then as soon as Janmashtami was over, we all laid down. Everyone got something to, in case they came back. And then all of a sudden they throwing stones in the windows, trying to get in.
Wow.
I remember I was laying in the altar, and when they attacked, I took a vase. I said, vase from the altar.
Vase, yeah. Wow.
It was a heavy fight.
Yeah.
And there was Uttareya also. Uttareya had just come from Vietnam.
Okay.
He had been a member of an elite group.
Okay.
So he went out there and and then they called the police. And normally when these things happen, police come a little later. And so get involved in it. Anyway, so then there's some rockets laying there, and it came out in newspapers. It says Die Jugendsekte schlägt die Rocker in die Flucht.
Jai. Yeah.
Anyway, so just you mentioned that we also have kind of, the different natures,
Mm.
And so when you're given the chance to defend the devotee, there's some who are better and not so.
Yeah. Mm. Jai.
We had one incident in Amsterdam. Holland is a place like that.
Ah.
You can be stoned, stupid, and have nothing to do, and we're trying to touch the women. So the president at the time was another group. So we went behind the guy, and he gave him a full punch. And the other fellow said, you're taking from the back. It's not honest. You rascal, what do you think? That we're weaklings? No, you learned the lesson.
Yeah.
It happened like that. And
Yeah.
what is that? I had once, I was distributing books on the street, and they have these Christians, who try to do whatever they are doing. And I was a young girl, and when she saw me, I was standing with my books on like this, she went into a karate stand. Now, being from like a cultured family, first of all, you don't hit women, right? You learn, you don't. And then it's a girl here who's standing in a karate spirit. I told her, are you professing the love of Jesus? She ran like a crab, and the karate spirit disappeared, So I got no knowledge, and I wanted to go, no. If you have so much knowledge, that this. You have these things with Christians.
Yeah.
And some of them are like, you're Satan. And when I do this, you'll disappear. See, like this. So I have this, my God, people exist on this planet, No, nothing.
Mm.
My one brother had a nice case in Amsterdam. There's a train station in front, distributing books. You get this group of Jehovah's Witnesses who have a magazine called Watchtower. So they come in and say, hey, please take a magazine, So my God, he took it. No, you take the book. No, you don't take the book. So why? No, I know what's inside. Oh, you know what's inside? Really? Then tell me what's inside. Is it about this Hare Krishna guru or something? The announcement about the Hare Krishna guru. Oh, so you're a liar, huh? No, I didn't lie. Yes, you said you know what's in the book and you don't know. Here, take your magazine. Don't you know if the Bible says you shouldn't lie? That's how you attack them very easily. Their character is zero. They don't follow the Bible. But if professor they follow, it's easily to catch them.
Yeah, true.
But these attackers, they have no character at all. Many times we had the stone thrown in the window.
Really?
Yeah. Something that ran behind them also. City is like that. I mean, like a liberal place like Holland, and even the capital, where everyone is, nobody cares for somebody wears a hoodie. Actually, the worst thing, I was standing in front of the train station, and one man cycled by. He was only having an underwear, boots, and a little
bow tie.
Yeah, that. It was actually a long hair. Just to give an impression. That's Amsterdam. So, Hare Krishna is well nice, compared to him. I don't think you will see this kind of things in Germany, is it?
I don't know.
What did you
This kind of outfit.
Okay.
Nudity.
Not wearing nothing, only underwear, some boots, and this little tie thing, like that. The long hair, cycling there in the city. It's normal. I'm still in the city. On a cycle, cycling. And I guess when we stop and we make a book, you might take a book even.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as we spread Krishna consciousness more, then Maya might retaliate. I've heard that when you're doing a lot of preaching, then some retaliation comes. And in the form of people attacking the devotees maybe, or trying to discourage in some way. So as we've spread more, as we become more effective in preaching.
When they become a manifest enemy, that means they take them seriously.
Yeah. So it's maybe a good sign, but then we have to manage that and respond and know how to deal with that situation as well. Unfortunately, we don't have that a lot, you could say. It's good that we don't have it, you could say, I don't want these windows to be broken. But if there is that kind of being taken seriously, like the Christians might feel threatened or something, because they have this narrow-mindedness. Some fanatical religious groups might feel threatened if they have this narrow-mindedness. So that means we're getting very, very effective. Yeah.
When we started in Hamburg, when we on Harinam or something like that, all the people would say, if Hitler was still there, he wouldn't exist. Now this generation is not there anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Hare Krishna would exist?
Yeah.
Because of Hitler.
Yeah, because Hitler. Because Germany was a Hitler, that country. And after the war, so many followers of Hitler were still there.
I don't know, because Hitler had an alliance with Subhash Chandra Bose. Would have liked it maybe?
Yes, but make it, people didn't know. They thought that Hitler was a German.
Robert calls him a gentleman, Of course, the thing not what he did, but he didn't throw the atom bomb. He said he knew it. He had all the technology, but he did throw it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. These people, the Americans, are not even gentle.
In India, they have a different concept of Hitler.
Yeah, they have a different concept.
Yeah. People are reading the Mein Kampf and all this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't fully agree that you have to spread it by struggling and difficulties. See, my spiritual career, so to say, my whole career, of going to Mayapur and studying and becoming an expertise in Hindu teaching, they wanted me to do that, but because of the manner was being threatened to be closed, there was the actually initiation fire for DVC to interact, and you should go. You need a Hindu congregation to support ISKCON, otherwise we'll be disappearing from the Holland surface, also it's called. Yes, through the struggle it went. Finally, the manor has a big, it grew even in an area. But I would prefer what our GBC wanted, so it was at the time. He said in inter-religious meetings of interfaith discussions, you have Buddhists, you have Christians, you have Islam. Krishna is not even mentioned. On those levels, on university, high-class levels, why are they not devoted to specialized preaching? When you look at Prabhupada, his disciples, like Satsaru Maharaj, Sadhaputta, Damodar Maharaj, they were all from that thing. And once it's established there, it's very easy to get things done on a lower level, and these kind of small things like throwing out songs won't happen anymore. I mean, that's my feeling. We should be there. Discipline looks fine, it's for the common people. But what are you doing for the intellectuals who are not on the street, who are having a job, who are running a factory, who are running, something? Are we going there also?
Yeah.
And they then sometimes they don't want to come to the temple because they feel like if I go to the temple, it's full of these people who are living from a social security, who are not working or I need my environment. So you need to have a preaching for people who are like all managers. All I have BMWs, Mercedes, these kind of elite-like people. And we're not doing that preaching. Maharishi is doing that, Sadhguru is doing that. What are we doing? So you really
they always participated in the interreligious thing.
They did interview.
In South America also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Holland is nothing else. It was
I don't know how much developed it is here because I'm hardly in Germany anymore. But in South America we have all contacts. We all take part in these meetings, interreligious meetings.
should be.
It's important, yeah.
Then these small things will disappear, struggling to expand. If somebody's there in a big position, just ask them, get things done. I'm happy that when I started giving Bhagavad Gita courses, people with master's degrees, they also came, because I was giving them quite some high level. And some of them became devotees, some they just went back to their studies, but it turned out that they got a high position in the government. So they go there, listen, we need this and this and this done. Oh, you're from ISKCON? Yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll follow the course with you. Who taught you the course? And it mentioned my name. So that's why the friendship is easy to do something like that.
Yeah.
Especially should cultivate the person who's in charge of Indology in your country. Because whenever the government wants to have an opinion on religious groups they're not so familiar with, they always ask the professors. And in Holland we had, what's his name? Professor Gautam, who met with Bhagavan. Now, Professor Gautam, he is actually a Brajvasi. And he was very happy with Bhagavan. He also wrote the introduction to the Gita. And once I was there in the university, in the library, and he, are you from India? I said, yeah, well, come in my office. And he was telling how in the times of Bhagavan, he was helping ISKCON get things done to the government. Whenever people ask what ISKCON, Hare Krishna, you ask him. And he was always speak politely and positive about ISKCON. And he was saying that one man asked him, this professor, my daughter became a Hare Krishna. What should I do? Help me to get her out of it. And he said, listen, sir, what wrong did she do? She became a devotee of Krishna. And the man said, Professor, I told you to get something, done, but you do the opposite. He was on our side. So in this way, we get to get our men in the right positions.
Yeah.
And it has to happen.
Jai. Wonderful. Very nice, Prabhu.
Yeah.
All right, I think we can end here. If that's okay. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.